How you doing? This is Jay from Jay's Mobile RV Service. I just want to make a quick video here on a little information to help people out there. I get a lot of calls for these problems. Most of the time I get the call when it's already too late and they have bigger problems. When it comes to you buying a new RV, first time RVing, or replacing your power cord, or wiring up an outlet at the house for the RV you've had. Everybody makes this common mistake when they see this plug. That's a big plug. 4 wires, got to be 220. Correct. There is 220. When you look at this plug, this is a power, this is a power. Between the two, you will have 220. However, nowhere in your coach will two phases of power ever meet and make 220. Nothing in your coach runs off 220. The only exercise it has to carry 2 powers, the only reason behind it is it splits the load in your breaker box, so you're not running your whole coach off one side of your breaker box or one breaker. It just splits the load up a little bit to make it easier and more feasible for your breaker box. Same way with your 30 amp plugs. Everybody thinks them are huge. They're going to be 220. And it's not. This is a 30 amp 110 outlet. The only thing you're going to do if you plug this into 220 is fry your converter and possibly your AC control boxes. The same way with this big plug. The only thing you're going to do is fry your converter, and usually this one will knock out both your AC control boxes. Hopefully that's the only problems you have. But if you haven't done it yet, you're looking at it, maybe this video will help you out a little bit. I'll explain it a little bit to you. If you look at your big plug, your top and your bottom will be your grounds. Your 2 sides will be your powers. So from here to here you'll have 110. From here to here you'll have 110. Between the two you'll have 240. That should help you out. If you look at the female end of an adapter, it'll tell you there's a W for white, which is your neutral, a G for ground, which is your ground. So top and bottom will be your grounds, side to sides will be your powers. That should help you a long ways. Same way with your 30 amp here. If you look at a 30 amp, you got a G, you got a W, and you got your power. Okay, so this is basically this, just in a bigger form. This is basically 2 of these. A couple of people made a mistake in some of the calls I've had. Half their coach ain't working. Okay, you need both grounds. Don't think you got a dryer plug that's got 2 powers and 1 ground and you're going to make that work into this. Okay, it's not a safety ground that you're dealing with here. Normally on your 110s you have an operating ground and a safety ground, a touch ground, so if you touch it you're not getting electrocuted. That's not the case with this here. Your other ground is an operating ground for the other leg of power. So however you may have 2 legs of power going, if you don't have 2 legs of ground, you're still not getting 110 volts to that one side of your breaker box. So just some things to keep in mind. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, feel free to leave it in the comment box. I'm going to eventually figure out how to link this YouTube to my Google account or my Facebook account, where my phone numbers are accessible and everything links together and loops together, and it's all a happy little place so you have a way to get a hold of me. If you have made this mistake, feel free to call me. I can either work with you or walk you through it. I'd rather you be safe than sorry. That's my main goal, is to keep you safe. If you don't feel you're up to a job like this, call me. I'm glad to put out. These kind of jobs don't cost a lot of money. If somebody's charging you $150 to come out and wire up a plug, you're getting ripped off. I mean, unless they're coming 100 miles away to do it, you're getting ripped off. This is to wire up a 50 amp plug on your RV. You're looking at maybe a half hour's charge. It's $55 in my company all day long. It's 30 minutes worth of work, if that. Same thing with a 30 amp. I mean, yeah, transfer switches, no transfer switches, they're all the same. A lot of guys out there are just charging people to get the big money. This is not a big job. This is a small job. So if you are afraid of spending big money on a small job because other companies in the area are giving you high prices, call me. It's a $55 job to wire up a cord. It's not that time consuming, and it's not. I'd rather you call me and have me do it and spend a little bit of money and be safe. However, if this video helps you wire up yours and you feel like you can do it, have at it. If you've already made the mistake and plugged 220 in, feel free to call me. Like I said, my hourly rate is $110 an hour. My minimum is a half hour to show up. I don't range very far. If I do travel outside the area because it's needed, because you're just stranded, The hourly rate won't go up, but maybe the show up fee will a little bit because of the gas it takes to get to you. I don't try to travel out of my area. I'm not saying that I won't. I prefer to stay close, so it's local. I keep my prices down, but if you need to pay me to show up, call me. Let's negotiate a price to get me out there. I'd rather you be safe and know you're wired correctly and not going to get electrocuted or get stuck on the door trying to open it. If you have any questions, please comment. Thank you.